Other ways to protect your assets. Let's say you're not in this multi-million-dollar state that I'm talking about where you should be seeing a tax attorney. Let's say you're doing okay, but maybe you have a few rental properties and you've got maybe 2 to 3 million, but you're not worried about paying a federal estate tax. I would recommend that you consider putting your rental properties into what's called a limited liability company. What that is this protective entity in which you put like a rental property. Why would you do that? Well, when you have a rental property, you might be concerned that whomever you're renting to could get hurt, or somebody who's visiting them could get hurt. There could be a fire, there could be a serious injury, there could be a death. If you own that property in your own name, you yourself are subject to lawsuit, as well as all of your assets. However, if you don't own that property, instead your LLC owns that property, then that lawsuit can only go against the assets that are in the LLC. So you protected yourself, your other assets. The only asset subject to suit and recovery is that rental property that is in the LLC. And sometimes people don't want to put, like, maybe they have several rental properties and it's kind of a hassle every year to renew and do what you have to do with an LLC. So they put them all into one LLC. Keep in mind that if you do that, then all the assets within that LLC are subject to recovery for any kind of lawsuit. If you want to be very cautious, you would put each property in its own LLC. Of course, one of the fundamental ways to protect yourself against any kind of lawsuits is have adequate liability insurance. I used to do litigation. I used to do insurance defense. It is critically important that you have adequate insurance to protect yourself and protect your assets. And if you don't already have what's called an excess or an umbrella policy, please get one. It covers you for your driving, it covers you for your house, and if you do have rental properties, get one to cover the rental properties. Typically, they're at a level of $1 to $2 million. They don't cost very much, that being, perhaps $500, $600, $700 a year. And if you do cause an accident or you're sued, then it's much more likely that the plaintiff who is suing you will get a settlement which is acceptable to them, and none of your assets will be exposed because you have adequate liability insurance. So it's part of estate planning in a way, in that we often talk to clients about make sure you have good liability insurance. Really an important thing to do to protect your assets without having to use a trust.